He said, pray as you see me pray. Utter these words that you hear me say. Based on the Sunnah worship here, just follow there.
Assalamu alaikum. New class coming to you every Monday and Wednesday, taught by Ustad Layla Nashiba, the Faith of Prayer. Every Monday and Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Inshallah, we'll see you there. Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers.
The Mukasa Tafsir.
Where should I begin when I'm starting at the end? Pursuing the higher aim, learning the meaning of every page. Where should I begin when I'm starting at the end?
Assalamu alaikum. Sunnahfollowers presents a new class, the Muqasid of Tafsir, being taught and brought to you by Ustada Layla Nashiba. Please stay tuned, streaming on all major platforms, right here on Channel Sunnahfollowers.
You will make it through. The fitra is awake in you. With Quran and Sunnah by your side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through. You will make it through. The fitra is awake in you. With Quran and Sunnah on his side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through. With Quran and Sunnah on his side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through.
In alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. I'd like to welcome everybody to our first class for today, which is our Aqidah class. And for this class, we are discussing how to implement our way of life, which is known as total submission to Allah, and our everyday choices, how to maintain the identity of the Muslim, even though we're living in a society that is not based on Islamic morals, a society that is not based on Islamic ideologies, and a society that is not based on any type of Islamic ethics. It's not easy. But the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that the road to paradise is not meant to be easy. It's paved with thorns. It's all about sacrificing. You're going to have to spend each day of your life making sacrifices to Allah. You're going to have to sacrifice your time to fulfill your obligations to Him at least 5 times a day. It's going to require sacrificing your feelings, your emotions, learning how to control your tongue. It's going to entail sacrificing your desires, learning how to accept that everything that happens because Allah willed it, even though He didn't make you do it. And I cannot wait till when we're done with this book, which we're almost done. I'm going to go back to the first part of that Shahada, because I get so many questions. So many of you struggle understanding that everything the Qadr. You don't understand that everything happens because Allah willed it, but that doesn't mean that He made you do what you did. And I know that's kind of hard for you, a lot of you, to understand, but I'm going to break it down to you in detail when we start the first book, Get to Know Your Lord. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said every nation of people, every prophet and his nation had their share of fire worshipers. The fire worshipers of this nation are those Muslims that don't accept or understand the decree of Allah and how it works. And this is something that we're gonna have to make ourselves understand. You know, Allah is not making a choice for you people. I want y'all to get that through your mind. Don't sit there and say Allah made you do what you're doing that you know is wrong. Like a brother emailed me. He smokes weed. He said, yeah, you know, I can forget about it. I can't stop smoking marijuana. I like it. And why should I stop? He said, why should I stop, Sister Layla? Allah is the one that willed for me to do it anyway. Wait a minute. No. That is not what that hadith means. We cannot say that the reason why we're disobeying Allah is because Allah wanted you to, or Allah made you. That is not correct. Does everybody understand me? And I want y'all to listen to me because this is a big issue. And if you don't correct this, you will die in a state of disbelief. You cannot say, oh, Sister Layla, I'm smoking weed and I'm having sex out of wedlock, but you know, Allah willed for it to happen, so that's why I'm doing it. So what's the point? Astaghfirullah. No. You know, when we speak about the will of Allah, and we speak about the qadr or the decree of Allah, when Allah tells us that after He created Adam and had the soul blown into Adam, He then created our souls. He created all the souls that will come from Him and Eve. We were created right after. Our souls were created right after Allah created Adam. Allah keeps our souls and all the souls to come in a special place known only to Him. Okay? I'm trying to do it slow so you can understand what I'm saying. When we are souls, before we are placed in the womb of your parent, the souls are kept up there somewhere where Allah keeps them. The souls are naturally in submission to Allah. Whatever we do up there, whatever we're doing up there, you know, only Allah knows, but we're in submission to Him. We accept that He's the only one worthy of worship. We're just a soul. Okay? The fitra is there. And then when your mother got pregnant, that's when Allah told the angels, put that soul. He pointed to your soul and said, take that soul, put it in that female's womb. Okay? When you're in your mother's womb, Allah already knows. After Allah created Adam, and then when Allah created our souls, He already knew which of those souls would be in paradise after He puts them in a human body and they grow up and become a human. He already knew which of us would be good people, which would be bad, because he's the all-knowing. Y'all understand? Are you following me? So when Allah created Adam, and then after he created Adam, he created our souls. Every soul that was created, he knew what would be the outcome of that soul. Whether that soul would be a good one, that soul would be a bad one. He knew what that soul would do in this world, on this earth. Oh, that one there. Oh, I know about that one. That one there is going to end up being a drunk. That one there is going to end up being a prostitute. That one there is not going to pray. That one there is not going to believe in me. He knew what we would do, because after he created our souls, he gathered us together at Arafat, and he offered us a choice. He said, if you want, you could be like the angels and not be held accountable. Or if you want, I'll give you this thing called free will. Free will, which is the ability to make your choices. But it comes with a consequence. If you make bad choices in the world, on the earth, you're going to have to come back to me and be judged. Or you can be like the animals. You can be like the mountain. You could be like the sun, unable to think and make your own choices. You'll just do whatever I program you to do. We chose it. Those souls that when we were created, we all chose, all of us. We all chose free will. Y'all following me? We all chose, Allah, I don't want to be like that. I want to be able to make my own choices. I chose it. You chose it. All of us did. So Allah said, so it shall be. So is written. So it shall be done. And he already knew we was going to choose it. He knew it. He didn't make us choose it. He knew we choose it. So, and he also knew what would happen with that choice, what would come with it, what we do with it. Well, he knew what each and every one of us individually would do with the free will that we wanted. So he had it all written down about us. Oh, Layla chose free will. Layla stood here on Mount Arafat billions of years ago, and she said, I want to make my choice. I want to choose. All right. She's stupid. She chose it. So let me tell you what's going to happen with her. He already knew she's going to come into the world from out of her mother. He knew who my mother would be, who he was going to give me to, and all of that. He knew who I'd marry, what type of life I'd take on in this world, whether I'd be good. He knew what, he said, I'm going to make all these, I'm going to surround Layla with all these hardships. I'm going to test her with her children. I'm going to test her with a website. I'm going to test her with husbands and not having husbands and all of that. And I already know what she going to do with the test. But I'm going to go on ahead and put her in that body. Let her live out the life that I know she gonna live, and then I'm gonna bring her back to me. And I'm gonna say, Layla, you chose free will, right? Well, on July 6, 1961, you came into the world. On July 18th, 1967, you became a woman. In 1969, you chose to steal some cake out the refrigerator. Your mother told you, don't touch that cake. You said, I don't care what my mother say. I'm going to take that cake anyway, and I'm going to eat it. You ate that whole cake up. And then when your mother asked you, did you eat it? You lied and said you didn't you? See, that's an example. Allah's going to have our record read back to us of all the choices that we made. Or he created the situations. He created the circumstances. He created you, me, my mother, the house, the car, this earth, this universe. Because Allah is the creator of everything, good and evil. He created sickness. He created war. He created earthquakes. He created hurricanes. He created good people and bad people. All of that to test you and me because we chose free will. So, Layla, I'm going to put you in an environment. He already wrote this down. Before I was born, he knew that I would do this. I'm going to put you in an area where people sell drugs. I'm going to create this circumstance, this environment. You're surrounded by drugs. You're surrounded by alcohol. You're surrounded by prostitution. The women around you don't cover up. They don't believe in Allah. They don't practice Islam. But you know the truth because your mother raised you on this truth. Your mother taught you that. Your father taught you this, but you decided that you was going to end up dressing like the other women, taking off the hijab, having sex, doing drugs. Did anybody force you to do that, Layla? No, you chose it on your own. I just knew that you would do it. So now you got to answer to me for it. Y'all see that? So don't sit there and say that you are committing sins because Allah wanted you to do it. No. Allah tells us he created us to worship him. He put us here on this earth to test us, to see if we will choose him over everything else. We wanted the free will. We took it on because of our stupidity. As Allah says in the Quran, man is ignorant. Man wants to be so arrogant. We want to be better. I want to be better than the angels. I want to be better than the mountain. I want to be better than the animals. So no, I want to be able to think and make choices. That's a decision that you and I, all of us made after Allah created Adam and he created our souls. We all chose that because that's the nature of us as humans. We're arrogant. We want to be superior. We want to be better than the animals and everybody else. So we took it. We took free will. So Allah said, I'm going to create all kind of circumstances, good and bad, for these humans. They make their own choices. I already know what they're going to do. But I'm not making them do anything. They were stupid enough to take on free will when the rest of my creation rejected it. And by the way, Allah is arrogance belongs to him. As the Prophet Muhammad said, arrogance is the cloak of Allah. Pride and superiority is his garment. He wanted us to worship him. Like he said, if they didn't worship me and fall back on me, I would have destroyed their souls and created something else. He already knew. He created us. When we say that Allah created us in his image, what does that mean in Islam? That means that we don't look like Allah. When Allah says he created us in his image, he's saying that he created us to be the way he wanted us to be. He wanted us to be tested. He wanted us to be the way that we are. Because he is omnipotent. Allah is the only entity deserving of arrogance. Our Lord is jealous. Our Lord is prideful. And only he can be such. Y'all understand that? This is Islam 101. This is what that Shahada is about. And we're going to go over that again. When we finish this book, we're going to go to book 1. So make sure y'all buy the book 1 because a lot of you don't understand this, which is the decree of Allah and how it works. You can't tell me, Sister Layla, I can't stop drinking. I can't stop smoking weed. And why should I? Allah is the one that willed for me to do it. No, he didn't. He didn't will for you to do that. He willed to test you. It was his desire, his will to test you. because arrogance belongs to him. Pride belongs to him. Superiority belongs to him. He willed for you to be tested with drugs. He willed for you to be tested with sex. He willed for you to be tested with alcohol. He created the circumstance. He created the environment. He created the scenario and said, now, glory belongs to me. Are you going to choose drugs? You know it's haram. Are you going to choose the drugs or are you going to choose me? He already knew what you're going to choose, but he didn't make jump in your body and make you. You said your weakness, your stupidity is telling you to keep getting drunk. So don't blame it on Allah. Blame it on you. Blame it on yourself for being weak. Because another person, Allah will create the same situation, the same circumstance, the same scenario, and put another Muslim in that situation, and that person won't choose the alcohol. And Allah will say, see, glory belongs to him. Arrogance and superiority is his. Do y'all get that? Am I making sense, or is nobody listening to me? Is this too complicated?
You're making perfect breakdown.
Yeah, so don't sit there and blame Allah because you can't stop smoking weed and fentanyl. Are you crazy? Y'all mixing that fentanyl and stuff in that crap too? You're a drug addict. You are a drug addict, and that's your choice. You don't sit there and say Allah chose for you to be a drug addict. No, you chose that out of your weakness and your love for drugs over Allah. You love that fentanyl. Allah created fentanyl. He created the fentanyl. He created the marijuana to test you. Are you going to choose it? Because again, he'll put another Muslim, he'll put Layla Nashiba in that same situation and environment that you're in, brother. And Layla Nashiba won't touch it. Layla Nashiba will not succumb to the fentanyl. She will say, no, this ain't for me. Allahu Akbar, she'll leave. She'll leave that environment. That's why Layla Nashiba pays $2,000 a month rent, because I refuse to live in an environment. I refuse to live in an environment that has those type of temptations. We all got free will. You made the choice to stay in the environment that you're in. That includes drugs, sex, alcohol, and people that don't believe in Allah. Layla Nashiba chose to not be in that environment. That's why Layla Nashiba went to school and got a college degree and worked dealing with jinn while she got her college degree so she could get a better job, so she could afford $2,000 a month and no husband. But at least she lived in a suburbs free from that crap that's being in her face, so she's not tempted with it. That was my choice. Just like not doing anything with your life, brother. You've done nothing with your life. You're 40 years old. You done been in jail. You a drug addict. You're an alcoholic. You're having sex out of wedlock because that's what you chose for you. Allah blessed you with Islam. He blessed you twice. He done blessed you with Islam, with the truth, the knowledge of this religion. But you are choosing to stay stunted. You can't get past your love for sex, drugs, and that filth. Whereas a person like Layla, I wouldn't be in there. I'm going to stay away from that. I don't go in those environments. I don't hang around with people who do that. In fact, I stay in the house. I stay in my home and I interact on the internet. So it's not in my face. So on the day of judgment, you're going to read from your book of deeds. And Allah is going to show you, brother, that you made the choice. He didn't make it for you. He just created the circumstances. Just like he created it for all of us. We all can put ourselves in that environment if we choose. But many of us choose not to, but others of us do. So don't blame it on Allah. Blame it on yourself, Aki. And that's where that hadith comes in. Allah done blessed you with a long life. You've been on this earth for 40 years. You done went through ups and downs. You done been in prison. Oh yeah, for drugs. You done rehabbed for drugs. But you still keep going back to drugs. Ain't no excuse for you. If you die tonight, those angels will pull your soul from your throat. And they will say, was not Allah's earth spacious, bro? Why didn't you move? Why didn't you change the condition of yourself? Allah blessed you with a long life. 40 years is a long time to live. We got people who don't even live to see the age of 2 years old. Allah blessed you with a long life and you did nothing with it. And you chose free will. You chose it, Aki. So don't you dare blame it on Allah. Don't you dare say you're going to continue to smoke weed and fentanyl because it's the will of Allah. You are out your mind. It's the will of you. It's your choice. It's just that Allah knew that you would be that stupid. What did Allah say in the Quran? What does he say? Man is forever stupid. You're stupid. Whereas other Muslims tested the same way are not stupid. Some of us are stupid, some of us are not. You understand? Does everybody else get it? Y'all better not be sitting around blaming Allah for your bad lifestyle. That's your choice. Change the condition of yourself. Allah says he will never help a person. He will never do anything for a person until that person takes the steps to change himself. He just know what you gonna do. But if you take the step, bro, to stop doing drugs, Allah will then help you with the rest. But you ain't. You're in the same sick environment with the same sick people blaming Allah. 40 years old. Shame on you. Disgusting. All right. So that's why I say we're almost at the end of this book of the trilogy. And we will be going back to the first book. So there may be some of you drug addicts. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of Muslim dope addicts here and alcoholics. Maybe some of you drug addicts and alcoholics can kick the habit that you should have kicked when you were 10. How the heck you 40 and 50 years old still doing drugs and alcohol? What, y'all crazy? It's ridiculous. And that stuff stinks. I don't know how you could put anything in your body that smells that bad. And remember, that's another topic. Your body got rights over you. When those angels pull your soul from out your throat, you better hope you don't OD off that fentanyl. You better hope you don't OD, get a hold of some bad stuff, and your heart explode while you sitting there sucking it in. You know, your body is going to testify against you too. He's going to say, oh, Allah, he didn't take care of me. He filled me with crack and fentanyl and marijuana and alcohol. He didn't take care of me. He caused me to die and destroy and eat myself. Your body's going to be testifying against you too, bro. Better get with the program. What's wrong with you Muslims here in America? Hello? Bunch of dope heads. I'll stay single forever. You know, one thing about it, hearing how messed up you brothers are, you know, an old woman like me, I'm pretty happy by myself. You know, I'm going to have a good husband up there in paradise, inshallah. His name would be Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know, because I don't know how these women put up with you bad brothers. You know, the women are a reflection of the men anyway. That's why we got these women, you sisters ain't covering up. They walking around looking like Cardi B, dating and trying to be LGBTQ bisexual. That's the new phenomena here in America. These Muslim women in America trying to be bisexual. They want to be chastity bono and all of that crap. Well, they a reflection of you sick brothers. Y'all strung out on drugs. The Muslim women turning bisexual because the men is too busy sexing their fentanyl and marijuana. What's wrong with this world? People are sick. Oh, yeah. And for you male dia, this is the type of lectures y'all should be giving. Because this nation here in America is messed up. Yeah, a lot of it's got to do with the Harvard people. Okay? And a lot of it's got to do with the round table people too. You know, we're just messed up here in America. Good Lord. Drug addicts, Lord have a mercy. And brother born Muslim. In fact, that's what's even worse. You were born Muslim. How can you be born Muslim and turn into drugs? I mean, come on, people. Didn't your parents scare the heck out of you? My mother scared me straight. I knew not to ever touch a marijuana joint. She had me thinking that I was going to be in a nut house blowing bubbles. Didn't your parents scare y'all straight? How you going to be born Muslim and grow up being a dope dealer? And then a dope user, abuser, a drug addict, a fentanyl opium smoker. Are you sick? Yeah, I used to work. I never did drugs. Never did alcohol. I ain't never had no alcohol in my life and no drugs. Okay? But my co-workers did that. I worked for the government. And that's one thing about government employees. They into cocaine and heroin. I used to walk into the bathroom sometimes and my co-workers with a straw doing this. How dare you Muslims do that type of behavior? You got Muslims doing that crap? People are sick. All right. So we're going to talk about that. We'll get back to the this class is all about the basics, and we will get back to the basics of the Qadr of Allah, inshallah, when we finish this book. All right. So let's get to the class now. Okay, the brother here said, thank you, Sister Layla, for breaking it down. He said, you done scared the heck out of me. Yeah, you should be scared. You 40-some years old. And you can tell you don't have no shame because I didn't name who you are. You just let everybody know who you are. That's what happens. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're living in a non-Islamic environment where there are no Muslim morals. So we are comfortable. We've become comfortable in our sins. We don't have no fear. We can smoke marijuana mixed with fentanyl and drink alcohol and say, yeah, lie, pass the joint. And then, you know, when you get admonished, you just revealed who you are. He said, yeah, Sister Layla, I'm sorry, I'm scared straight. I kept your name secret. Now you don't let everybody that's on that platform with you know who you are. And you have no shame, do you? No shame. That's what's happened. You become desensitized. And that's what's happened to so many of us Muslims today. We openly commit sins and we don't care because we think it's the norm. We think it's the norm to get high. We think it's the norm, to do the things that we do. So let's put the PowerPoint up on the screen, brother. You should be ashamed of yourself. And you're 40-something years old. Lord have a. The other brothers here is like, man, you crazy. Yeah, he crazy. He said, that's why I'm here to listen to you, Sister Layla. He said, these other brothers won't make me feel bad. He said, you making me feel bad. Well, I hope you feel bad enough to stop doing fentanyl. Are you crazy? And by the way, guys, we got a lot of you parents. You Muslim parents better check your children because school has started. Do you guys, that's why I'm saying this dude is 40 years old. He should know better. Do you know that the kids are doing the fentanyl in junior high and elementary? They're taking it out of their parents' cabinets. Especially if you live like a place where I live, where there's a lot of suburbs, a lot of doctors. We got some nice rich suburbs like the one I live in. A lot of the kids are children of doctors. They get them fentanyl pills and stuff out of their parents' cabinets and take it to school and sell it. They'll sell it to other kids. You got kids in junior high and elementary smoking weed with fentanyl. And they're overdosing. Do y'all know that? How many overdoses each day from kids with that fentanyl? And here's a 40-year-old man that should know better. He done been in the pokey 10 times for drugs. You brothers got to stop pacifying these Muslims here. You brothers, you other daya, y'all better start being rough and tough like Layla. Sitting here pacifying these people. These are supposed to be men, little boys. We got kids ODing off of that. So you parents better check your children. Make sure y'all having talks with them because the fentanyl is all in the schools. All the schools, elementary, junior high, high school. The fentanyl is everywhere. And they are smoking it with that vape. They vaping and mixing marijuana and fentanyl and crap in their vape pipes. You parents better wake up, you Muslim parents. Don't get it twisted and don't be deluded. You should know what your children are doing. Okay? All right. Shame on this man. All right. Well, let's put the PowerPoint up. He's desensitized. Exactly. Like the other brother here is typing, he's desensitized. Exactly. We're going to talk about what that means. Let's put the PowerPoint up. It's a shame. Okay, here we go. Don't apologize to me, brother. Apologize to Allah. I ain't the one to apologize to. You need to repent from your sins. You 40 years old. Stop doing drugs. Get you some help. All right, so today we're going to be covering pages 518 through 524. 518 through 524, which Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid is addressing here, how modern entertainment, and that's what's causing it to be a norm. We got men and women smoking drugs and drinking and having sex out of wedlock because of the entertainment field. This is all they see. So let's talk about this. So within the framework of Islamic ethics and guidelines, unfortunately, we are affected by modern technology. Again, Allah is the creator of good and evil. Technology comes from Allah, just like the sickness comes from Allah. Disease comes from Allah. War comes from Allah. The internet knowledge came from Allah. TV knowledge, all of this comes from Allah. Like Allah said, He creates like I said, Allah creates the environment, the circumstance, the scenario. And He already knows what we're going to do. But since we were foolish enough to accept free will, make your choice. And He's going to throw your choice back up in your face when you're in that grave. Okay? So we are impacted as Muslims by television and all of that and social media, from the way people dress, from the way people behave, the way they speak. There's a lot of power in technology. The entertainment field is very powerful. These people are movers and shapers of society. They set the rules. They set the guidelines based on their popularity. So as Muslims, we really have to implement wal Bara when it comes to the social media field, the entertainment field, the sports field, all of that. Okay? You got a 40-something-year-old born Muslim man still can't get rid of drugs, smoking what the kids smoke, fentanyl, mixed with marijuana. What kind of stupidity? And let's look at an example, the way we dress. Look at our daughters. Our daughters are going out the houses looking like Cardi B, looking like Gwen Stefani, looking like Nicki Minaj. The entertainment industry shapes the way we dress and the way that we behave. Okay? Look how many Muslim young boys are walking around with their hair half shaved and the other half not. Our Muslim men, the Muslim men have adopted the hairstyles. Look how many Muslim men, African American men, are wearing dreadlocks. Dreadlocks is haram. Or wearing your hair twisted up in all those ugly knots. You know, you've allowed the entertainment industry to shape your identity for you as a Muslim when that shouldn't be the case. You women, look how many Muslim women are walking around with those fake eyelashes on. I done told y'all them eyelashes are haram. You're trying to be like Christina Aguilera. You're trying to be like Nicki. Nicki has the most beautiful face. And with those long fake eyelashes, you trying to look like Nicki Minaj. You trying to look like Cardi B. So you got those long butterfly looking fake eyelashes on when it's haram for you to wear that crap. Hair extensions. We got Muslim women walking around putting weaves in their hair because you've allowed Beyonce and the social platform of the music industry and entertainment industry to shape you, shape your beliefs. So we have to be very, 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 very careful. Also, another problem, as my Sunnah follower kids were talking about, my Sunnah follower kids are in elementary school. They say everybody has a boyfriend. Everybody has a girlfriend. Why? Because this is what we see on TV. Their parents allow them to watch TV shows of mixed gender interactions. You want to watch the Disney Channel. Even the Disney Channel got teenage shows where the boys and girls date, like this show here that I got up. This is a Disney show. That's her boyfriend, okay? They date, they touch, They interact. And then we want to know why our children grow up thinking that it's okay to talk on the internet to men. How our Muslim girls grow up marrying men off the internet without following the procedures of Islam, because we've allowed them to watch these mixed gender interaction TV shows on Disney and other places. We have to use discretion. We have to use discretion. One of my brothers, he's very strict. He's a lot like me, and he's very strict. He allows his kids to watch TV, but he censors everything. I mean, even my mother will sometimes have the kids come over and she'll buy a movie. It could be Sleeping Beauty. And my brothers say, no, they can't watch that. My mother say, but it's a cartoon. He said, isn't there kissing in there? Isn't there kissing in that cartoon? Isn't that woman interacting with a man? He said, I got 3 daughters. I'm not going to put that in their head that it's okay. And I understand what my brother is saying. And I usually stay out the argument because my family is big on arguing about religion, killing each other over religion. So I don't get involved. I usually go home, But it's the truth. I get where my brother's at. Like he said, we got to use some type of censorship. Okay? And again, the rap industry, music. A lot of the young kids here ask me, why is it haram to sit around listening to music? It's all about what kind of music you sitting around listening to. Because subhanAllah, you listening to Flavor Flav. You listening to some of these rap groups. You listening to these rap singers talk about sex and drugs and no regard, no respect for women, killing the police, committing crimes. All that stuff is going to do is put thoughts in your mind that it's okay to do that. And we got our Muslim children growing up dressing like gangsters. They got their haircuts like the Kafir gangsters. They wearing the clock around their neck. How many of your sons are wearing gold chains? Are wearing silver chains around their neck? This is imitating the Kafir. We don't do that. How many of your Muslim children have gold teeth in their mouth? Silver teeth in their mouth, imitating these rap artists and all this. We don't do that. Piercing their lips and their chin and their eyes and putting 10 holes in their ears. That's going to the extreme. We don't do that, but they want to look like the rap singer women. So we have to be very careful what our children watch on TV and what they listen to, what type of music they're listening to, what type of songs they're listening to. Are they listening to songs of Mariah Carey? All her songs about loneliness, how I wished I had a man, how life ain't nothing unless you in my life. We have to be careful of the lyrics in these songs that our kids are listening to. They shouldn't be listening to any of them, but I'm going to be real. You can't control it. We can't control it because the music is everywhere. So you're going to have to put some type of higher modesty in the heart and mind of your children. If you're going to listen to music, what are you listening to? Why do you want to hear some woman croon about how she wished she had a man and how she lonely? Okay? And this is a big one. The entertainment industry can be dangerous because we end up idolizing those celebrities. Look how many Muslims, African Americans, idolized Obama. Obama was a no good nothing. Obama is a Zionist. His wife, all of them. Obama was the one that sent the weapons to Israel so that Israel can kill the Muslims. He's the one that passed the law allowing the LGBTQs. He's done a lot of horrific things that contradict Islam. And his wife ain't no better. But look how many of you Muslims idolized him. You even were you were walking around with dresses on that had his picture on. A picture of his wife on your purses. These people are kafirs. We don't idolize these people. And we definitely don't idolize people that are the total opposite as to what Islam teaches. But you guys idolized him and his family because they're black. Like that should matter. There's going to be a lot of black people in hell, a lot of white people in hell, a lot of yellow people in hell, red people too, brown people too, gray people too. So we have to be careful to make sure that we and our families are not idolizing the people that are on television. Because doing that leads, to all of this, which is what I was speaking about in the beginning with the 40-something-year-old brother here who has no shame. Normalization. What does that mean? You think it's the norm to have a boyfriend. This brother think it's the norm to get high. So he has no shame. You have no fear of Allah. You're not afraid to dress and be naked because you think it's the norm. You've succumbed to peer pressure. You've succumbed to the people around you. It's not about pleasing Allah anymore. It's all about winning the approval of the people, not Allah. So these are the dangerous effects, of not implementing disassociation when it comes to entertainment. And it also leads to violence. We end up arguing, debating with each other like the Christians do about religion, killing each other. They had it on the news today. How many of you saw, again, 2 Turkish men? A 27-year-old Turkish man was standing at an airport waiting to catch a plane. And a 50-some-year-old Turkish man came up and killed him execution style. Shot him 3 times in the head, right there on camera. It's on camera. It's all on the internet. These are Turkish Muslims. You don't have no fear. You're doing the violent stuff that the kafirs do. You condone violence. So again, guys, we have to implement allegiance and disassociation in all aspects of life. And that includes entertainment, the entertainment field. I cannot sit here and tell you that it's haram to watch TV because it's not. I can't tell you it's haram to watch movies. I can't tell you that. But what I can tell you is maybe the movie you watching may be haram for you. Maybe the television show you're watching may be haram. You're going to have to do like my brother and use discretion. You're going to have to use wal Bara. Like I was telling the sister yesterday, we're all in different levels of strength as well. Some of us can't stand to see another person hold hands. If you can't stand to see a woman and man hold hands, you stay away from that genre. You stay away from that type of environment, that type of situation. I can't stand to see people blowing people's heads off. So I don't watch movies with people blowing people's heads off. It weakens me. It makes me feel afraid. Okay? And you become desensitized. The more we deviate away from our Islamic identity, the more desensitized we become to the filth around us. Okay, I'm going to stop right here. Subhana kala huma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Are there any questions or comments? And again, with school starting, you parents better be up on it with these kids. For those of you Muslims who refuse to homeschool your kids, you want to send them off to Kafir school. I want y'all to know that the Kafirs are doing drugs, especially fentanyl. You can Google it. America has declared that that's the number one problem here is these kids. Our kids, even in elementary, doing fentanyl. So y'all better be watching what your children are eating and who they hanging with. I wouldn't put my kids in no non-Muslim school. I tell y'all that. I just wouldn't do it at all, period. But since some of y'all think that your kids are missing out on something, I don't get it. You're going to be held accountable. Remember, as a Muslim woman, you are held accountable for your children's fate. If your children get a hold of some fentanyl and some marijuana and start smoking weed, Allah is going to ask you, why did you put your kid in Kafir school? Why didn't you homeschool your kids? If you can't afford SafiUSA.org, then they got K through 12. Why didn't you do? And there's another one. There's about 5 or 6 homeschooling programs that's free in America. Y'all better get busy. Stop putting your kids in these schools because I'm telling you, the drugs is happening in elementary. The sex is happening in elementary too. We got 6th grade girls, 5th grade girls coming to school pregnant from the summer. Summer vacation is over. I got a bunch of teachers here, and I used to be one. 5th grade kids coming back from summer pregnant. That's 10 years old. 5th grade is 10 years old. 6th grade is 11. And these girls look like women nowadays. They don't look like little babies. Look at how these 10-year-old, 11-year-old girls look with these big butts, the Nicki Minaj butts. They coming back to school pregnant. And you got your Muslim kids in these non-Muslim schools. The boys are coming back to school on marijuana, smelling like weed in the 5th grade. Like one of the sisters here told me, I'm a teacher, Layla. I have to spray my classroom down. These are 5th graders, and they smell like marijuana when they walk through the door. You can smell it on them. Why are you Muslim women putting your kids in Kafir schools? Y'all better homeschool your children. It's just disgusting, or they'll grow up and be like this brother here, 40 years old, still doing weed, alcohol, and fentanyl at 40. And I'm been in the pokey 10 times. All right. Any questions or comments? Okay, yeah, Miss Jackson. She's got a good point. Miss Jackson said they had a nice show about dinosaurs on. And her son liked it, but now they done put a gay relationship in it. This is the industry. That's thanks to Obama. All you Muslims who went out and voted for Obama, y'all gonna answer to Allah for this, gay LGBTQ. That's part of the curriculum here in America now. They have to add gay relationships to everything. Oh yeah, the soap operas are gonna have them. The cartoons are gonna have them. They're gonna put bisexual relationships in everything to try to incorporate it as a norm. They want the children of the next generation to accept it as a norm. They even have made, guess what, guys? Y'all know who's a Marvel fan like me? They've made the Green Lantern gay. The Green Lantern is gay. What's that guy that's with Wolverine? Deadpool, he's gay too. But the actor refuses. The only reason why Deadpool ain't did a gay scene is because that actor, he's against the LGBTQ. And they say he refuses to do a gay scene. but he's got to do the innuendos because they're incorporated into all the entertainment field now and the schools. That's why I'm saying, why y'all putting y'all kids in these Kafir schools? You're crazy. Allah's going to ask y'all about that as parents. Yeah, there's so many homeschool programs, ain't no excuse. If you can't afford SafaUSA.org, what about these other homeschool programs? There's a bunch of them here in America because guess what? The Mormons, they homeschool their kids. Okay? The Jehovah's Witnesses, they homeschool their kids because they don't want their kids involved in that LGBTQ and fentanyl. What's wrong with you Muslims? Remember, the prophet said the Christians will always have the be of the majority and have the upper hand over us in this world, because one of the reasons is because they're more intelligent than we are. We're so busy wanting our kids to blend in. We want our kids to be accepted. I don't want my daughters and sons to feel bad because they're Muslim, so I'm going to let them go to the Kafir school. Well, the Kafirs taking their kids out of the schools, and they schooling their children. We're messed up. Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's the world we living in, and it's going to get worse. Yeah. So we have to be careful, guys. All right, I'm going to log out for now. We have another class at 9:30. At 9:30, inshallah, will be my class on how to pray. And I'm going to go over, I want to add a couple of more things about the iqamat. And then we're going to go into the prerequisites of the prayer. And if you guys look on YouTube and Facebook, I did put out some shorts from my class on the prayer last time, the other day. I put some shorts out about the adhan. I made a short about how the adhan, there is no adhan for the women. And I also put the short out about why women don't have to call it, because it's a protection. And I want y'all to pass those shorts to everybody on your list, because we got Muslim women thinking that Islam is oppressive. Allah made the rules for our betterment. The reason why a woman doesn't have to call the adhan and iqamat is for her protection. So nobody knows that you are alone without a man and can hurt you. Make sure y'all share those shorts I put out. They're on YouTube under the short tab. Share them. All right. Okay, so I'll be back inshallah at yeah, I'm going to check it now. And by the way, we need donations, guys. I'm so glad you reminded me. I think we overdrawn now. I didn't check today because I don't need my anxiety to get worse. We only had $100 in our account, and please, guys, we are desperately in need of money. I believe that we are overdrawn. I just don't want to go see it. I don't want to open it up and see, because if I see it, it's going to make me freak out. You know, I'm a woman. I get stressed out over this website. And plus, I got personal stuff going on. My grandkids, you know, they start school. Oh, yeah. I got 2 grandsons. I lost the 3rd one. My oldest grandson got popped. Oh, yeah. He got popped just a year ago, and it's starting to bother me. Where's Fresno? Hey, Fresno. I've been thinking about my grandson a lot, girl. It was, what, a year ago we buried him? You know, I got 2 more grandsons, and I don't want to lose them to the drugs and the sex and the rock and roll and being popped. So that's stressing me out, guys.
That's how it does that lately. It comes and goes like that.
Is it because, girl, I've been depressed? That's another thing. My depression, all I keep doing is thinking about my grandson. He didn't even get to see 21. He didn't live to see 21.
Remember, my baby didn't live to see 19.
Girl, it's bothering me. And that's why I'm so freaking out over the other 2 little boys. I got 2 more grandsons, and they're what, 11 and 12. I don't want nothing to happen to them, and it's bothering me. So, you know,
that's how it is. You're gonna be all right. It goes and comes like that. Some days it's worse than others.
And do you know
that's how it is, Layla.
Every time I'm sitting here looking at myself teach, I see because he looked like me. He was the one that looked like me. Out of all my grandkids, he was my color. He had my red hair and my eyes. I see him when I look at myself on here. God, it's just bothering me.
Yeah, it gets like that. It's days that bees like that. It tripped me out when I got like that one time, but I think that's just Allah letting me know that when other people do that for me too, not be so hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, but it's going to be like that, Layla.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, subhanAllah. Gosh. Yeah, so, subhanAllah, guys. That's why I haven't checked the money to see how, but I think we might be overdrawn. We are probably, I'm going to guess, we might even be $200 overdrawn, but I don't need to stress out because I'm stressing out about my grandsons, and I don't need his websites on there too. Yeah, so please support us, guys. Please donate. This is tomorrow's Friday. I know some of y'all get paid. Please remember, we are a nonprofit organization. When you guys donate, you're donating to the website. You're not donating to me. I am an independent, self-sufficient woman. Allah has taken care of me. Allah has provided for me. I just retired from the government. I get a nice retirement check. I'm good. Anybody that works for the government, they know we retire in good style. So you're not giving me any money. The money is going into the website for the Muslims around the world. You guys want, like the brother here is typing. Oh, you welcome, brother. The brother here keeps typing how I shook him up. You guys say that you like to come here to learn because I'm teaching the religion and I'm breaking it down to you in simple terms. And look how many Muslims around the world are benefiting. Please support us because you get the reward. For those of you who donate to keep this website on the internet, you get the reward of all the people who come here and learn anything, or if they watch any of the videos, the shorts we put out, you're getting that reward because we wouldn't be able to do this without your donations. We're nonprofit. And by me not being a mosque, by this not being a masjid, we can't get no government grants. Okay, we're just a website, an Islamic online school. So please support us, guys. We need your donations. All right. Okay, I'm going to log out for right now. And inshallah, I'll be back at 9:30 with the class on the prayer. Okay? You're welcome, brother. Just say no. Get you some help. They got a lot of programs out there to help people that's addicted to drugs. Get you some help. You 40 years old. What's wrong with you? You done been in the pokey? You should know better. You should know better. My grandson didn't live to see 21. He didn't live to see 20. He was 19 when he got popped. He was 19. You a 40-year-old man. Get it together. All right. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.